Question 17. Simplify fully 3x squared minus 8x minus 3 all over 2x squared minus 6x. Now what we cannot start doing is just start crossing x's out from top and bottom like this, okay, because there's no x in this part here at all. So we can't go about doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at factorising the top and the bottom, okay. Anytime you get these types of questions with an algebraic fraction, you've got quadratics on the top and bottom, we're looking at factorising. So if we look at the top to begin with, we've got 3x squared minus 8x minus 3. Now we've got a quadratic with an x squared coefficient of more than 1. So we're going to do our a times c method. So we're going to do 3 times minus 3, which will give us minus 9. We then have to look for two numbers that will multiply to give us minus 9 and add to give us our number of x's, which is minus 8. So the two numbers that are going to times together to make minus 9 and add together to make minus 8 are going to be minus 9 and plus 1. So what we can now do is we split the minus 8x into these two numbers. So we've got 3x squared minus 9x plus 1x minus 3. Now you can see that minus 9x add 1x will give you minus 8x. So we haven't actually changed anything here. We now look at the first half and we factorise it. So there's a 3 in both parts. There's an x in both parts. 3, we don't need to times it by anything, but the x, we need times by an x to get to x squared. So 3x times x is 3x squared. Take away 3x times what is 9x? Well, we've got 3 there. We then leave a gap and write exactly the same bracket again. And then we look at what goes in the middle here to make the second part. So what times x will give me x? Well, so that's going to be a plus 1. And let's just check that it works here. Plus 1 times minus 3 will give you minus 3, so that works. We then technically factorise, but the easier way to look at it is to say we've got two brackets that are the same, so we write one of those, x minus 3, and then the leftover parts, the 3x add 1, make up the rest of it, and that's our factorised top. So we've now got x take away 3, 3x add 1 on the top. Now we have to look at the bottom. 2x squared minus 6x. So this is a far more simple factorisation. The biggest number that goes into both is 2. And the letters in both, there's an x. 2x times x will give us 2x squared. Take away 2 times 3 is 6. We've already got the x there, so we've got 2x x minus 3. Now because the top and bottom have both been multiplied together, we can cancel our x minus 3's. And that will leave us with 3x add 1 over 2x as our final answer.